welcome back to the Channel Podcast. I am your host, Anna Qasim, and today we have a guest today. Not really a guest because you've been on the show like so many times. Michael D. Tidwell. I have to say the D because it just vibes and flows with your name.
Right.
But everybody knows you already. We've done so many of these interviews. So the reason that we're doing this interview today is because you have a new song coming out.
Yes,
I want
yes.
to talk today.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, last time we spoke, you had released Flowers and Forever, which was a very spring vibe
Yes.
type of song. And it had a lot of records for you. Like, I know you were on Spotify's playlist.
hmm
So tell me a little bit more about that song before
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
into the new song.
Absolutely. Yeah. Flowers in Forever, which released March 25th, did amazingly well. We're at 10,000 streams
Wow.
on Spotify alone. And yeah, I was really graciously um, honored to be placed on a editorial playlist, which is a very big milestone for any recording artist, musician, producer to be a part of. It's like, I would say kind of like hitting the lottery of Spotify itself. You're adapting really good rhythms, good trends in Spotify's algorithm. Uh, a few eyes are watching you,
Mhm.
and a few important eyes are watching you. And so, to get placed on one of those playlists is definitely a really big opportunity. And so, I'm very, very, very happy that I got in that mood, in that vibe. It was really cool.
That's so
So,
exciting. I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
happy for you.
Thank you.
And so, with the upcoming music coming out, would you say Flowers and Forever was a great starting point to begin the journey of your soundscape music?
Yes, yeah. Flowers in Forever definitely um, hit a really good mark in terms of my creative process. With the four tracks that are coming out this year, I feel like this definitely peaked a very good launching point for me to better understand soundscape music, better understand the genre around ambient music. Definitely something I never vibed with before. And so it's very much like, kind of doing this on the fly, kind of like seeing how it performs as I go. It's just one of those opportunities where it's like, I definitely want to challenge myself. I definitely want to do different styles of music, not close myself in a box, of course, like I said before.
Right.
But yeah, just try something new. And I feel like with Flowers, it was a very good starting point.
Hmm.
And Maggie Angelova did a fantastic job. I can't stop thanking her. She did so awesome. And yeah, it's been a really good vibe. And so far, yeah, we're almost at 10,000 streams. So
Love
it's doing
that.
really well.
We
Yeah.
loved Maggie. I loved listening to her. And honestly, I can't wait to even catch an interview with her. So,
Yes.
Maggie, if you're listening, we can't wait to interview you. You're just such a vibe. And
Yes.
Flowers and Forever. I can't talk today.
Tongue twister. It's a tongue
Tongue
twister.
twister. Can't wait to listen to your story and because she's such a great singer.
Yes, very much
Love her
so.
music.
Yes.
How does all of that in the process of building a soundscape track?
Mhm.
Where do you begin?
Yeah, yeah. It all starts with the soundscape theme. It became really easy for this particular project because I'm doing it based on seasons of weather. So um, for this particular uh, genre, it definitely starts with the soundscape. I feel like if I start with the music or with any sort of pianos or any sound effects, it doesn't really give me that vibe. It doesn't flow as natural. With soundscape music, you definitely have to start with the soundscape first.
Mm.
For Flowers, I wanted to find that perfect soundscape that was, exuberant with, birds chirping and, rivers flowing, all that kind of good stuff. And I feel like when you have that as a starting point, like everything else kind of just built around it naturally. If I start with the music stuff, it just collides. And,
Right.
whenever I add the soundscape stuff later, it definitely doesn't like flow as natural. It feels kind of forced and things are definitely not hitting at certain points where they need to. And so
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
scattered.
yeah.
But uh with the soundscape music, I definitely feel like doing the soundscape vibe first is very much a given. I feel like you have to do that.
How is that diverse from what you are used to doing before?
Yeah.
because I know before you used to do a lot of house music, a lot
Yeah.
of techno. How is that different than what you're doing this year?
Wow. It's very much of a patience game. I feel like with a lot of stuff that I did before, it was very much of like cookie cutter beats.
Mhm.
I would, kind of do a little bit as I went along and, record a 4 bar or like an 8 bar loop. And then I would just kind of like stack amongst each other. With ambient music and soundscape music, you have to have a certain flow. Like there has to be like kind of like a watery type of texture, going in and out of these different sounds. I
Mhm.
definitely mess a lot with the attack ranges when it comes to these certain sounds. You don't want to hear the sounds come in, but then you do. Like
Right.
they kind of like sneak up on you. And I feel like with having that, it makes so much more of like a better track rather than all these things kind of colliding and
Right.
just these 4 bar loops, 8 bar loops, things like that. It's very much of a patience game. You have to like, record you know, the recording process takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I do like, recording sessions where I'll like record the same sound or the
Right.
same type of vibe for I would say about like 30 to 40 minutes until I get it perfectly down.
Mm.
But with all the other things that I did in the past, it was kind of like a plug and play. I just would record something really easily and just like
Yeah.
plug it up and there you go.
Mm.
But with this, it's definitely more of a different type of vibe.
Very different type
Yeah,
of vibe.
for sure.
Would you ever, because I know your previous stage name was Mike David.
Yeah.
Are there any chances of Mike David ever coming back?
Oh my. I have some things in the works. I
Really?
can't say too much. Yeah, I definitely have some things in the
Wow.
works. Hashtag 2023. But I don't want to reveal too much. But that same type of style, that same
Uh-huh.
type of vibe, is assuredly going to be coming back. In a
Nice.
much more aggressive and a much more uh, you know, badass type of way. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
I love that for you.
Yeah,
And so I know that I want to talk to you about other things before we get to dissect this new single
for
because this
sure.
new single was very personal to us
Mhm.
and we'll get to share the tea in just a little bit. However, I know that you also did a lot of events between Flowers and Forever and this new song
Yeah.
Winning Through the Waves. You got to speak on Career Day. You got to speak to kids. Tell
Yeah.
me about your experience
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that was crazy. I definitely thank all the teachers and staff for bringing me on board with speaking for these career days. And of course, I have to thank you for also providing me the opportunity to speak at Yes Prep Northbrook High School. But yeah, I got invited to participate with a career day for the Leonard Broadham Center, which is uh, represented by the Cypress Fairbanks district. But also to Yes Prep Northbrook High School, which is in like the Spring Branch district. And yeah, it was a really cool vibe. I definitely want to do a lot more public speakings, motivational speakings in my career. And this was definitely a good experience for me. It was really wholesome and motivational for me to just go out there and speak to these kids and give them hope, give them encouragement,
Right.
and kind of like I I guess you could say like set a new standard for where they're looking at life. And it was just a really cool opportunity to be a part of
That
that.
was all you, and I'm just
Yeah.
so proud of you
Thank
because
you.
you just went out there and did your thing. And I know many kids, you know, got to hear you and knowing that they can follow their dreams.
Right.
That's all that matters, as
Right.
long as you got to experience that. And I really hope that you continue to do that because a lot of kids could use that,
Thank you. Thank you.
especially nowadays, with
Yeah.
everything going around in the world,
Right.
they can tend to get lost. But knowing that there can be a career in a safe environment in a healthy way, that they can do that and still express themselves,
Right.
that's a very beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad you got to experience that.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I had some students come up afterwards and like wanted to take a picture with me, wanted to get my autograph and stuff, and
Oh,
it was just really, really awesome. It's just such a different experience when you can just exert the gifts that you have and just
right.
put that out for other people, especially the younger generation, because
Yes.
their parents, might not be so keen on a person that's wanting to kind of get into the arts.
Right, right,
They might want something a little bit more stable, like, become a doctor, become a lawyer, blah, blah, blah.
right.
And it's like, no, like you can thrive within a certain artistic field and you don't have to close yourself into one box. And that was definitely the overall message that I had for these kids,
Right.
is that, God doesn't put limits on us. We shouldn't put limits on ourselves. We should, have goals and dreams and passions in our hearts and just go for it. And
When
if
you're
there's
born with it, you're born with it.
yeah,
It's sometimes you just have it,
right.
you're born with a talent, and I feel like that's you. You have a gift, and a beautiful thing that you get to share it with the world.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. With that being said, you being inspirational for younger kids and them still pursuing an education, can you tell me more about that? How has Berkeley been going?
Yeah, yeah. Berkeley College of Music has been awesome. We're finishing up the second semester of my first year. We should be ending this program next September. Um, and it's been a blast. The things that I've been learning over the past 6 months have been incredible. Taking a new perspective within the music industry to learn a little bit more elaborately on things and subjects that I've always wanted to dive into.
Hmm.
Um, with my previous master's degree, we only touched on a lot of the things that were, business related, and a lot more of like presentations and how to make a cold call or sales and things like that.
Hmm.
But with this particular program, it touches on a lot of different fields that are very much catered towards the music business, touching on data analytics, touching on more of like the finance types of things. I'm able to kind of go a little bit more in depth with copyrights and music business law,
Hmm.
which is awesome. And yeah, it's just an incredible ride. It's the school that I've always wanted to go to. It's been a dream of mine to attend, and I'm definitely looking on bigger, better things after this program. Maybe possibly another master's with Berkeley. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just a jack of all trades.
Yes. Yeah. I don't stop. I don't stop. I keep going. Have to.
Where would you say your educational goals will be at?
I definitely want to get a PhD eventually. I think that with where I'm at right now, I'm still at a young point in my life, still exploring different things of what I'm looking to do, in and out of the music industry. But
Right.
I definitely would like to get a PhD. Having three masters and a PhD, I think that would be like the ultimate thing for me.
Wow.
But you never know. You never know where God will take you. I
Right.
I, I just want to keep going. I want to keep going until I'm tired of it. And right now I'm
And
not.
there's no limits,
Right,
of
right, right.
course. And I also seen that you were also approached to be an ambassador
Yeah, yeah.
for sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that go?
It was wild. After our first podcast interview, promoting Flowers and Forever, I
Uh-huh.
was hit up on Instagram by brand ambassador sunglasses. And it was a very random opportunity. I had never had anything like that happen. I've, never even explored that as even a potential option for me in my life. And yeah, they reached out to me on Instagram and they're just like, hey, take a couple of photos and we'll post them and, we'll send you a coupon code when you're done. And, people that, share your coupon code get a discount and, or you get like a little like piece of the pie. And I was like, wow, like that's so cool. So yeah, I did the photo shoot um, quite recently with Rudy Leva. Um, and yeah, it was an incredible session. And yeah, so just such a wild ride. It's
So we
awesome.
can expect to see that soon.
Yeah, yeah. The photos haven't been posted yet. We're still working on the edits there. But yeah, it's going quite incredible.
Perfect. So just in time for the summer, if people want
Yes,
to catch that and
yes,
buy
yes,
your sunglasses.
yes.
Awesome. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Hmm.
Okay, so now we get to deep dive more about this new song,
Yes.
Winning Through the Waves.
Beaches and Backrubs.
We're gonna name the episode Winning Through the Waves because that's just been on my mind. But yes, beaches and back rubs.
Yes, yes, yes.
But yes,
So many names.
so many names, so many things. It's because this song is really special to us guys that
Right.
my mind is just everywhere because it's a really special song. I got to go through the process with you, which I've never had done that before. Like I
Hmm.
got to go to the studio with you
Yeah.
and seeing all the mastering effects and everything, and it's just been an incredible
Right.
experience overall. So tell me more about this song and
Yeah.
how it came about.
Yeah, Beaches and Backrubs was potentially going to be one of the more, I would say, eccentric, lively, happy songs of the entire Serenity Soundscape EP.
Right.
Um, After Flowers and Forever came out, of course, and we'll touch on this, an unfortunate situation happened, and it definitely took a turning point with the creative aspect with the song to where every time I was recording something, every time I was in the production mode and just like getting things popping, things just wouldn't flow out in like the happiest of ways. And so
Hmm.
um, I wanted to do something different and exert the feelings that I had within myself to portray onto the music that I was making. And that has definitely been one of the I guess you could say the one of the biggest challenges with me in music is to figuring out how to portray emotion onto a song that you create. Because as a producer and composer, you sometimes will get into the mode of just dishing out tracks all the time
Right.
or making certain pieces of music. Of course, there's certain moments that you have that, are going through your, emotional process, but
Right.
like to have that flow from your heart into your fingers onto a keyboard or onto an instrument is definitely, I would say, a challenge for me. But with this track, I was able to do that and then some.
Right.
And for that, I'm so extremely happy that I was able to just portray that because that's just been such a tough thing for me. Because
Right.
I feel like with the songs that I've made over time, sometimes they can be a little bit cold in emotion,
Hmm.
not really having like a lot of expression, especially when it comes to like house and like techno music. It can sometimes be very monotone.
Very up to the beat and very that's
Exactly.
the same
The same.
trying to like it's kind of like in a sense trying to numb your feelings.
Exactly.
Kind of
Yes.
like when you're drinking or when you're smoking, which is
Right.
not something that we're promoting, but
No, of course not.
that wave of like that high, that
Right.
very high that music is just very upbeat and always
Right.
on the go.
Right.
Versus what you're doing now with the soundscapes is more mellow, is more meditation, getting into your feelings, processing who you
Right.
are. It's crazy. And I think you've grown so much
Oh,
this
thank
year.
you. Yeah.
So with that being said, how did this song turn to be the way that it came out?
Yeah, yeah. So shortly after Flowers and Forever came out, definitely was on the biggest emotional high that I could have ever been on.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it wasn't really until early April that we had the unfortunate news of our passing of one of the good friends that we got to know
Hmm.
for a short period of time, and her name is Michaela. She was the supporting actress for the Lost in the Woods film.
Right.
Um, and I definitely, send out our love and condolences to Michaela's family. And, due to the tragic, unfortunate event that happened very shortly after the Flowers and Forever release came about. And it was definitely one of those things that in the making of the song for Beaches and Backrubs, I definitely felt her spirit
Hmm.
as I was making it. I definitely felt a sense of warmness, but also a sense of like, not to sound like sad or anything, but like tragedy. It was just crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah, it just came to be to where it was like it turned out from being kind of like the more happy song that I really wanted to do to being now more of like an emotional
Right. Right.
type of vibe. And so yeah, it was really crazy.
It's really yeah, it was really tragic and really traumatizing in a way
Yeah.
for me because I was really close to her.
Yeah.
And so like this means a lot and I'm sure to your family as well that you um had these feelings
Yeah.
and kind of turned this special song in her memory.
Right.
Um, because it's just been really a tough time for all of us.
Right, right.
Someone that we shared with for an everyday thing. It's not like a it was a friendship that evolved into more. For me, it was almost like she was like a little sister to me. Like every day we would communicate, every day we would, talk on the phone. There was not a day that, she didn't bring the vibes to us.
Right.
She would make us laugh, and
Yes.
with her upbeat attitude and her, her just her being herself all the time, and that's what she left us with, like
Yeah.
always living your life every day, not taking anything for granted. If there's anything that she taught us, I believe it's that. And you know we will always just have her in our hearts,
Right.
and it's something that I will never forget. I'm really thankful that God brought us into our lives, to teach us what she taught us.
Right. Right.
It's crazy, that we are here now, and you are able to do this,
Right.
because I know it was a hard time for you as
Yeah.
well. You had your hopes and, dreams of this film
Hmm.
of her. She kind of like took over the essence of your film, became her,
Hmm.
and not having her around has been really tough.
Yeah.
I know that as well for you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about, how has that impacted you in all of aspects of your life, not just through this song.
Right. Right. Yeah. Definitely in more ways than one because during the creative process of the song, I definitely could feel her presence. You know, the last 40 seconds of the track it's just gonna blow you guys away. But yeah, I mean, with her in the film, um, she definitely carried the spirit of Lost in the Woods. You know, it turned into
Mhm.
a thing where it was less about me and more about her. I really wanted her to get that shining light. And it was one of those deals that was very much unexpected.
Right, right.
And I feel that in order for me to give back to her spirit, for me to give back to her family, give back to the love that she gave to us, I really want to dedicate Beaches and Backrubs to her and to her family. I feel like it's definitely the right thing to do in relation to the unfortunate accident that happened. And honestly, just in celebration of her spirit, because she really impacted a lot of people in
Hmm.
the biggest ways.
Absolutely.
She was such a great singer, very lighthearted, very fun
Beautiful,
to be
beautiful
around,
voice. Yes.
and she was just overall just a good person. And so I really appreciate her vibes and just for coming into our lives, and I definitely want to give that special recognition to her and her family.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like to share that you haven't been able to share the last couple of times that you've been here? How have you been
Yeah.
mentally and emotionally? How has that been for you?
It's been crazy. This is definitely the perfect title for this episode because I feel like I'm going through a lot of waves right now, especially emotionally and
Right?
physically, mentally. It's just been one of those wild rides, but I'm good. I'm definitely in high spirits. There's been a lot of things going on that
Mhm.
I feel like would, in a sense, try to get me down or to try to kind of put me in a state mentally where I'm just not as thriving or as positive. But I'm definitely taking it and, one step at a time, taking things like very positively and just winning, just trying to win through these waves, trying to get over these humps and over these battles. And
Right.
yeah, we're going to make it happen.
Absolutely. I agree with you. You just got
Yeah.
to keep going and keep pushing yourself through, and
Right.
there's no way but going up.
Right. Right. Right.
So, aside from that, I always receive a lot of questions since our last interviews. Mike has become somewhat popular.
I try. I try.
We've built this friendship in the last almost a year ago,
Yeah.
and that's how he got to be the creative director through the China podcast. And I've always said this in every single interview that I do with him, because I was at a moment where I didn't know if I really wanted to create this outlet, but then I just decided to go for it because of your music.
Mhm.
Your music kind of pushed me through those rough times where I needed an outlet and needed to tell my story, and
Right.
just wanted others to share their story. And so where I'm going with this is the tea that everybody's been asking me. Are you single? Are you currently single,
I
Michael?
am single, yes. I am single, single, ready to mingle. JK.
But really
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but really though. Yeah, yeah. Single right now. Yeah, yeah, I mean, me and you, we did have a relationship and we
The tea, huh? You
right,
wanna
right.
just make my
Everybody wants to
business.
know. I'm just kidding. But really though, yeah, but we did have a relationship. We were exclusive for
Couple
a
months, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Couple
for a
months.
good time, and just o- out of out of all that,
Oh my
we can laugh
gosh.
about it now.
We can definitely laugh about it now. I
Yes,
think so. Because I feel that it was one of those experiences where, where you just vibe with someone and it's just always a fun time.
right.
But then like you try to make it something else, but then it just doesn't work out. And not in a negative way
Hmm.
whatsoever. It's sometimes just life doesn't work that way. And
Sure.
I think that's kind of what happened with us. It was just not it's wasn't, I don't know, I just well, what do you think? Cuz I feel like it was just a thing where like we just got along really well
Yeah.
and we decided to take it a step further, but it just didn't work out. And
Right.
sometimes it doesn't work out,
Right.
and then sometimes like you like stop talking to people, or like for me, I feel like that's what I do. I'm just used to like, okay, if a relationship doesn't work, it's like, okay, I move forward in the sense that I really don't look back. And I do try, obviously I do have kids, and I do have a great relationship with the co-parents now, but I feel like it took me a long time to get there. Versus with you, I feel like we already had that vibe going, that friendship going, and
Hmm.
it's easy. It was a little bit easier. I won't say it was easy in the sense that like, oh, okay, we just moved on and decided to just go with the flow in that sense that okay, we can just be best friends.
Right.
But it was a little bit easier in the sense that we just always had that vibe.
Right.
That's the best way that I can explain it.
Yeah.
Like I know, like I'll be happy for you. Like I do want you to get out there and find someone because he's such a great person,
Thank
you
you.
know. So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah. I feel like with every door closed, there's always another door that opens.
Right, right,
I feel like definitely with our relationship, it was very much so a blessing in disguise. I
right.
I feel like if that didn't take place and that trust was never um valued as high as it was,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
probably wouldn't be here. Being the creative director of the podcast, being of course a very good friend of yours,
Right.
um, just really being present in this podcast in general. But
Hmm.
I think that with everything going on, it's definitely for the good. It's for the positive. I
Hmm.
very much value our friendship. I very much value our relationship, working relationship, and I think that it was a good time. It got to a point where we got to know each other better and take things a step further. But yeah, I mean, like you said, like you pointed out, life happens, and
Right.
sometimes things just have a way of just not working out in that sense. But we're here, we're making it happen, and we're moving on. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah, and it's always a good time. It's always a good time with you. Like
Yeah.
I feel like in the essence of everything, I feel like we learn to heal in different ways
Hmm.
and to grow as people. And everybody that comes into your life teaches you an important lesson. And I feel like with you, it's like if you don't address your childhood traumas, your romantic relationships will.
Yeah.
And I think with us, it kind of was that way,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of things that we both didn't realize we still needed to grow from.
Right.
And that we didn't want to like ruin the friendship situation thing that was because it's great, like
Yeah.
we have a good time, we
Right.
have deep
Right.
conversations, and it's always a deeper experience with you. Like I feel like with you it's just been a healing process that I needed to acknowledge that for myself.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but that's
Very
my
much so.
take on it.
Yeah.
That's my take on that. And like you might think people only need to like heal from bad relationships. But the truth is, guys, like you actually heal from hateful parents,
Mm,
betrayal from friends, sibling feuds, academic problems, sneaky business partners. Not everything always has to be about romantic relationships.
mhm.
And I feel like when you have that friendship set in stone as a foundation from the beginning, I feel like that it helps when things don't go as you plan. And I feel
Right.
like me and you have been really good at communicating that always.
For
Like
sure.
if there was always an issue, even now, hey, this is going on, like we know how to set aside different boundaries for each other. And I think
100%.
that that's what you've taught me, and it's been a very healing
Mm,
relationship.
mm. I like that.
It has been,
Yeah.
and of course, like I know people always ask me like, oh, okay, like how do you do it being me, being a single mom, and like would I ever have I totally given up on that idea? Of course, I still believe in love. I love love. I think love is magical. I think it's so dope. Love is powerful and it's healing. Um, but at the end of the day, there is nothing that would make me say, okay, like fuck love, it didn't work out. Like
Mm,
it's
right.
I would never like just give up on the idea because I love myself. I am love. Like I don't attach myself to a partner
Mhm.
or, like I need to have a man in my life to complete me. I really don't. And so like a lot of people always have that question. I know a lot of girls always have that question like, "Oh, like how do you do it? How do you date this and that?" I really just let it flow. Like
Right.
if I meet someone that I vibe with and they meet all the requirements that I want in my life, that I need, that fits my life, then that's what I do. But
Mhm.
in essence, that's what I always advise people, that you need to love yourself first and you need to know that you are loved, and that's something that reinforced with Michael, like we even like taught ourselves that again. We
Right.
relearned that.
Right.
I don't know what's your take on that.
Yeah, very much so.
That's my take on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wow. I mean, I don't know if I have anything to top that, but I will say that, I'm I'm just glad to be here. I'm really glad to be here. I'm really happy that we've been able to stay in communication,
Yeah, absolutely.
that we've been able to form a really good pattern of behavior in terms of, just being very close friends, being on a good working
Mm-hmm.
relationship, very much valuing our trust, um, and just having a good time, just doing the podcast thing, making things happen, and yeah, just taking it one day at a time.
Working with we have a lot of things going on,
Yes.
like a lot of music segments.
Yes, yes, a lot of upcoming music segments coming up. Can't talk today.
We
Um,
can't talk today at all. It's hot outside. We're in Texas.
yes, yes, it's a vibe.
We're ready to just, go to the beach or something because
Exactly, exactly,
we're like in summer mode.
exactly. Yes, yes. Yeah, but it's been good. We got a lot of cool stuff coming for the China Doll
We
podcast.
do.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We met a
awesome.
lot of great people. We got the opportunity, guys, to go to the Pod Houston.
Yep, Pod
You
Houston
know,
Mixer. That was fun. It was at Heights Beer Garden. That wasn't too long ago. That was
yeah,
just right around the
that Mr.
corner.
Ozil.
Yeah, Ozil. That was a great
Ozil de
opportunity.
Bosses, I believe. I mean, I'm
Yes.
saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding.
I'm sure he'll forgive us.
He'll
Um,
forgive me.
um,
I'll bring the drinks next time.
yes, yes. Yeah, but it was a good vibe. We got to meet a lot of people, definitely want to give a shout out and props to all the people that came out. It was a glorious, glorious event.
Yeah, it
Um,
really was. We got
yeah,
to meet a lot of great
for
people
sure.
and a lot of
Interesting stories. And
interesting.
yeah,
Yes, we
interesting
got to meet
stories.
a lot of, yeah, a lot of people doing different types of outlets
Yeah.
for sharing their stories, like really deep stories that, sometimes you feel like alone in the world when you are wanting to share your personal story, like me personally,
Mm.
but they made me feel like I
But-
was just right at home.
Right, right. I was about to say that.
Yeah, like I just feel like we vibed with everyone. We got the
Mhm.
opportunity to meet so many people, and we're looking forward to the next one, guys.
Yeah,
So catch us there. A lot of networking. If you're ever thinking of doing a podcast or even vibing and becoming a guest, come on over.
right.
We'll let you know when the next one is. I think the next one It's gonna be like an all women thing, like empowering women empowerment, which
Cool.
I love that.
Nice.
And I know you're about that too. 'Cause
Yes.
all your singers are female.
Yes.
Will you ever consider having a male?
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
the opportunity arises, we just haven't had that opportunity.
I haven't had that opportunity yet, but it's definitely in the
So if
works.
you're a singer,
Yes.
you're a male, and you want to collab with Mike, hit him up.
Yes.
We would love that. And make sure you just DM us, guys. If you want to be a guest on the show, if you have a story to tell, we love listening to your stories and supporting other people. Even if you already have a podcast and you want to come on and just talk and vibe, we're all for it. So we're open to that as well.
100%.
Can't wait to listen to your song. When is it
Yeah.
coming out? When
Yeah, yeah. It's coming out June 24th.
June 24th.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yes, yeah, the reels are starting to
vibe.
be sent out, and you know, there's a lot of stories going on for Instagram, a lot of
Yeah.
Facebook
I
posts.
know Michaela's birthday is June 25th. So
That's
we'll
so
make,
awesome.
We'll make it, everything happens for a reason, and
Yes.
we'll make sure that we'll do something special. We have something planned.
Yes, for sure.
That I would like to do, you know, for with your music and everything. That's just so
Yeah,
crazy. So
absolutely.
crazy how life works.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even like know
Learn
that
it,
until like
yeah.
later on. So
Mhm.
it's just amazing.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's like meant to be this way, and
Right.
for sure you can. I love the vibes of this song, guys. Like
Yeah.
you can. Me and her used to always talk about how 'cause she was a Cancer.
Mm.
You know, what, guys, I love the zodiac. I love me some astrology.
Yeah.
Mike is an Aquarius.
Yeah.
It's the Aquarius vibes.
Yeah, it's a mood. It's a mood.
And
Yeah.
so like she used to always say, "Oh, I'm a siren and you're a mermaid." She used to say like I'm Pisces are sweeter.
Mm.
She was like, I'm more alluring. And that's exactly the vibe that Mike gives in this new song. Remember I told you it's like a siren luring you into a portal, into another
Yes.
world.
Wow.
Very different dimensions,
Yes.
similar vibes. Like it really purges your emotions because every time I listen to it now, I feel like I meditate on it and I just like start,
Yes.
like, crying, and it's perfect.
The singer that I got, her name is Celica Soul Dream,
I
and
love her name.
her name is awesome.
Celica, your name is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely
Yes.
one of the selling points that caused me to reach out
It's
to her.
a vibe. Like
It's
yeah.
such a cool vibe. She's been on board with some of the hottest producers in the game, and to be in an opportunity to work with her
Yeah.
is just so awesome. So she killed this track. She did so amazing.
Definitely did.
I'm so happy for you guys to hear this song.
I'm
It's
glad
gonna be
that
awesome.
I got to be part of it a little bit, going to the studio with you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The process, it was such a cool thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this song is really important to us in
Yes.
a deeper level, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to it, and you know, just rocking it out in the summer after you party is just it's just a good song to like after
Wind down.
right?
Yeah.
Like after you party and listen to Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Because we've been jamming to Bad Bunny as well, guys. I feel like you would just calm down. Not me promoting Bad Bunny for free. Like,
Hey,
hey,
would
no,
enjoy
but
it.
honestly, to wind down a little bit and just have your wine.
right. No, 100%.
And like meditate.
Yeah.
That's what your music does. It's very relaxing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I can't with you.
I know, I'm crazy.
I know, you are very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, guys. This is like Mike on the Rio. Like, if this is not Mike on the Rio, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
This is like a little bit of the real you. A lot of people don't get to see that.
Definitely letting my guard down. Definitely letting my guard down.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
It's a vibe though. I'm comfortable. I'm feeling good.
It's such a vibe. Yeah, it's always a good time with us.
Yeah.
So we always laugh and just share deep thoughts and
Yep.
just go back at it again. And I think that's what it is. I think
Mhm.
our friendship, that's what it is. We uplift each other a lot.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I think that's really good to have someone that uplifts you and that doesn't make you think that your dreams are not valid, that your
Mhm.
dreams are you know, not it, or somebody that tells you, you know, that's not really a friend if they tell you like, oh, you know, you're never gonna accomplish anything, or that's not the way to go. And I feel like with Mike is like we always push each other to our limits
Right.
because we know that we can do it.
Right.
So
We
that,
can.
you know,
And we will.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Period. Love it.
I I love having you on in this episode, and
Thank
looking
you.
forward to us interviewing more people,
Yeah, yeah.
and seeing this podcast grow.
Yep.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it is.
You're a vibe.
Ah, I try. It's the Aquarius for me.
It's the Aquarius for you.
Yeah.
Aquarius are so like,
Weird.
yes, you're weird,
know.
but in a good way.
Right, right,
You know
right.
you're freaking weird.
I know.
You're weird.
I know.
I love saying you're weird. You know that you are,
Yeah.
but in a good way though.
Right.
Very creative. Very creative.
Thank you.
Would you say that you don't have any? Because I know a lot of people would say Aquarius don't have emotion. Do you feel like you do?
I definitely feel that I do. It's just the only thing is we suppress it a lot. We don't
That's
like
true.
to we don't like to portray a lot of emotion. You know,
And
we
you
kind
act
of
like everything like you're like it's fine.
right when I'm breaking down inside. But yeah, we definitely suppress our emotions quite a bit. Yeah, but we are sensitive. We do have feelings.
What signs are your favorite? For the
What
people that want to know, like, what are you willing? Which one are you not willing to date?
I don't really have a preference too
No.
much. Yeah, I'm just kind of open. Yeah, yeah.
He's
I'm
like, I don't care.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm definitely an open book. I love all types of people.
You
So
give everything a try.
yeah, absolutely,
We
absolutely.
love just getting to know people, huh?
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
You're so silly.
Yeah, I know.
So, you guys already know the vibes. Thank you for coming on board today.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. You guys stay tuned. We have a lot more episodes coming at you.
Yes, a lot more episodes coming out, guys.
Yeah.
Just bear with us, and looking forward to our next episode.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Until next time, guys. See you.